Good evening, everyone. So we have 45 participants as of now for today's quiz. And today's quiz is based on general knowledge. And today you will have 40 questions to answer. So we shall wait for 3 more minutes and then we shall start the quiz. Fifty-five participants as of now. Sharp 7:35 I shall start. We have 60 participants now. Okay, it's 7:35 and we have 67 participants. I guess we are good to go. Yes, we shall start. So wish you all the best for everyone. Let's begin today's general knowledge quiz. So first question on your screens, which one of these is a devotional composition? Which one of these is a devotional composition? Which one of these is a devotional composition? Read the options carefully and pick the right choice. For every question, you will have 30 seconds to answer, and total 40 questions you have today. There ends the time for this first question. 53 members answered within the time out of 73 participants, and the leaderboard scores. Tapsi Priya is on the top, followed by Vinila Navyasai. 31 members answered this question correctly. Great. Bhajan is the right answer. Bhajan is always a devotional compositions. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 2 on your screens now. Where is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman regarded as the father of the nation? I mean, which country he is regarded as the father of the nation? Read all the 4 options carefully. Where is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman regarded as the father of the nation? You need to pick the right country. Time is up. 54 participants answered it within the time. And the leaderboard score says Varshit on the top, followed by Vinila, Bashita, Akshaya. 25 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 3 on your screens now. In an international football match, if a player is on his own half, which of these is true? So you need to read all the 4 options, and these options order will change from one person to another person. That is why I'm not reading the options. I don't want to confuse you. In an international football match, if a player is in his own half, which of these is true? There ends the time. 53 members answered out of 78 participants, and the leaderboard scores top 1 and 2 positions were replaced with new people. 12 members answered this question correctly. Very good. So when a player is in his own half, he cannot be ruled offside. That's the right answer. So moving on to the next question. Question number 4 on your screens now. In which state is Chetak Samadhi, a memorial to Maharana Pratap's horse, is available or is there? In which state is Chetak Samadhi, a memorial to Maharana Pratap's horse, is there? There ends the time. 56 members pulled up their answers, and the leaderboard scores, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the positions were replaced. Rajasthan is the right answer. Maharana Pratap, horse Chetak, and its Samadhi is there in Rajasthan state. So moving on to the next question. Question number 5 on your screens now. Which of these boils at a minimum of 2808 degrees centigrade and melts at 1064 degrees centigrade? Time is up. 54 members answered again, and the leaderboard scores top 1, first position, 4th position, and 6th positions were replaced. Gold is the right answer. 28 members answered this question correctly. So gold will boil at minimum of 2808 degrees of centigrade, and it melts. It will start melting at 164 degrees centigrade. And obviously chocolate, apple, and chicken egg would melt and boil before that. 1064 degrees, yes. So moving on to the next question. Question number 6 on your screens now. What becomes the first successful treatment for malaria? Sorry, what became the first successful treatment for malaria? Read all the given options carefully. What became the first successful treatment for malaria? There ends the time. 57 members were able to pick up their answers within the time. And the leaderboard scores: top 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 6th positions were replaced. 24 members answered this question correctly. Quinine is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Question number 7 on your screens now. In 326 BC, who did Ambi give troops in return for aid against Porus? In 326 BC, who did Ambi give troops in return for aid against Porus? Maybe 7th class students will be able to answer this question real quick, because they might have learned that in their English textbooks. There ends the time. 56 members answered this question correctly. Moving on. 56 members answered it, and leaderboard scores: 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th positions were replaced. Alexander the Great is the right answer. 22 members answered this question correctly. So moving on to the next question. Question number 8 on your screens now. What is sometimes called world's longest dance festival? What is sometimes called world's longest dance festival? Read all the 4 festivals given there. So if you could guess, or if you know which festival is celebrated long time, then you will get the answer correctly. And you can always check the live score on the YouTube link that I have given. There ends the time. 52 members answered this question within the time out of 87 participants. So the leaderboard score says 5th, 6th and 7th positions were picked up with the new people. 29 members answered this question correctly as Navaratri. Yes. So Shivratri, Raksha Bandhan, Holi is celebrated maybe 1 or 2 days, but Navaratri we celebrate it for 9 days. Hence it is called world's longest dance festival. Okay, great. Moving on to the next question. Question number 9 on your screens now. The Last Lear was the first English language film of which of these actors? The Last Lear was the first English language film of which of these actors? And all the 4 actors which were given in the options worked in many Hollywood movies. So whose first English language film was this? Time is up. 55 members picked up their answer within the time out of 89 participants, and the leaderboard scores: 4th and 5th positions were pulled up by new people. 26 members answered this question correctly. Very good. Moving on to the next question. Amitabh Bachchan is the right answer for this. When I heard this question for the first time, I thought Irfan or maybe Nasiruddin Shah, but later I also learned as Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 10 on your screens now. So Putrajaya is the administrative center of which country? Putrajaya is the administrative center of which country? You know, sometimes even though we don't know the answer, by reading the options we can guess. And even if it goes wrong, definitely we are not going to lose anything, because we are learning the answer. We are learning something new even by losing. So keep playing, keep trying, and keep learning. Time is up. 52 members answered. And 1st, 3rd and 7th positions were replaced with new people. 13 members answered this question correctly. And yes, majority of the people selected Sri Lanka. Even I thought it was Sri Lanka when I heard the question for the first time. Great. Moving on to the next question. Question number 11. Who was made a prisoner in the country of Lilliput? Who was made a prisoner in the country of Lilliput? If you remember the name of the book, you can get the answer easily. If you have a habit of watching cartoons, you can get the answer very quickly. If you have a habit of reading books, then also you can get the answer real quick. I hope so many members will give the right answer. Let's see, 55 members answered this question within the time, and the leaderboard score says no change in the scoreboard. So I'm guessing many people might have answered it right. 30 members answered it correctly. Gulliver, yes, it's Gulliver's Travels. So this person will be traveling to different worlds. So he was made a prisoner in the country of Lilliput. Good. Let's move on to the next question now. Question number 12 on your screens now. Which part of the human body contains about 100 million photoreceptors? Which part of the human body contains about 100 million photoreceptors? Photoreceptors, the word, this phrase itself will give you the right answer after reading the options. So read the options carefully and pick the right choice. Time is up. 58 members answered it out of 97 participants, and the leaderboard score says 4th, 5th, 7th positions were replaced with new people. 32 members gave it as a right answer as eye. Yes, so eye has this photoreceptors. Yes, sometimes many famous people also have given the quote as eye is the best camera. So moving on to the next question. Question number 13 on your screens now. Which of these theatre forms originated in Kerala? Which of these theatre forms originated in Kerala? So read the options carefully. Which option sounds like, Malayalam? Then you can choose that option. It's a tip. Okay, there ends the time. 56 members picked up their answers within the time out of 98 participants, and 4th and 7th positions were replaced with new people. 30 members answered this question correctly. So moving on to the next question. Question number 14 on your screens now. After whom has a lake in the Alpenrose in Switzerland been named? I told this to all of my students when I was teaching social studies in 7th class, because even it was a shock. It was pride moment for Indians. After whom has a lake in Alpenrose in Switzerland has named, been named? So, and time is up. 57 members picked up their answers, and the leaderboard scores 3rd, 5th, 6th positions were replaced with new people, and it's none other than Yash Chopra. Yash Chopra, because his name was given after this lake because he has given lot of tourism to Switzerland just by making his movies, especially with so many movies with Shah Rukh Khan. Even if you go to Switzerland, on the top most mountain in Switzerland, Jungfrau, after reaching there to the almost above 35,000 sea level, there you will find a huge poster of Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. It is there still, a huge poster of Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge. That is why that much craze these Switzerland people have for Yash Chopra. So let's move on to the next question. Question number 15 on your screens now. In Trinidad scorpion birch, tea is a type of what? The Trinidad scorpion birch, tea is a type of what? There ends the time. 58 members picked up their answers. And the leaderboard score says second position is pulled up with a new person. Very good. And only 8 members answered it correctly. Yes, because scorpion is there in the question, few people picked up it as scorpion, and it is tea. We asked about tea, so few members answered it as tea, but it's chili. So moving on to the next question, question number 16 on your screens now. In India, all letter boxes are red in color. Is it true? In India, all letter boxes are red in color. Is it true? How many of you have ever seen a letter box? Did you ever observe? Not only near the post offices, but also we will find these letter boxes in between the colonies, and top first, fifth and sixth positions were replaced. Only 10 members answered this question correctly. Yes, majority of the letter boxes we have seen maybe from our since our childhood were in red in color, but it is also true that there are blue color letter boxes, yellow color letter boxes, and green color letter boxes also in India. So false is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. 17th question on your screens now. Who succeeded the only woman president of India? First of all, you need to know who is the woman president of India. Then you need to remember who succeeded that woman president of India. That means who came after this woman president. Last 10 seconds to answer this question. Who succeeded the only woman president of India? That means who came after our woman president. Who was woman president? Pratibha Patil. So who came after Pratibha Patil? That will be the right answer. So leaderboard score says top first position is replaced with a new person. Only 5 members answered it correctly. Pranab Mukherjee. Pranab Mukherjee came after Pratibha Patil. Woman president of India is Pratibha Patil, but the question is who succeeded after, right? Who succeeded means who came after Pratibha Patil. So majority of the people chose it as Pratibha Patil. So that is why we need to be very careful while reading the question. So moving on to the next question. Question number 18 on your screens now. What was adopted as Japan's official monetary unit in 1871? Monetary unit means currency. What was adopted as Japan's official currency in 1871? 10 more seconds to pick up the right answer for this question. Boom, time is up. 52 members picked up their choice, and the leaderboard score says only 7th position was replaced with a new person. 27 members answered this question correctly as yen. Euro is a monetary unit in European countries, rupee in few Asian countries, dollar, everybody knows United States of America, because it's US dollar or Canadian dollar or Australian dollar, it's not mentioned. So definitely it's not Japan's official monetary. So Japan's official monetary currency is yen. 27 members did that correctly. Very good. Moving on to the next question. Question number 19 on your screens now. The Arabica species of what accounts for about 80% of its production? The Arabica species of what accounts for about 80% of its production? To be honest, I don't know the answer. 51 members picked up their and no change. Okay, 7th position was replaced with a new person. 20 members answered this question correctly as coffee. Okay, moving on to the next question. Question number 20th. So half of the quiz questions will be completed after this. So which of these is an eye cosmetic? Which of these is an eye cosmetic? That means which of these is used in and around of the eye? Which of these is an eye cosmetic? Majority of the female participants and majority of the Muslim participants maybe easily will be able to answer this question, I guess. So there ends the time. 53 members picked up their answers within the time. Out of 108 participants, leaderboard scores, lot of changes. First, second, fifth, sixth positions were replaced. 20 members answered this question correctly as surma. Surma is something they keep it in the eye, like katuka, right? That's the right answer. Bindi is definitely not, bindi is something like, which you keep it on the forehead. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Somebody answered it as gajra also. No, gajra is not. 17 members answered. So surma is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Question number 21. Your screens now. Who was awarded the Nobel Peace in 1991 but gave the acceptance speech in 2012? Who was awarded the Nobel Peace in 1991 but gave the acceptance speech in 2012? If you could read the names and if you could connect these names with the time period, then you can get the right answer. Only 49 members were able to pick their choice within the time frame out of 108 participants, and the leaderboard score says second position is replaced. So there is a tough competition between the first three positions. Very good. And Nelson Mandela was chosen by 17 members because it's a famous name, but yeah, it's not the right answer. So Aung San Suu Kyi is the right answer. 12 members picked up it right. Moving on to the next question, question number 22nd. What animal adorned most of Tipu Sultan's possessions? If you have ever seen Tipu Sultan's cartoons or a TV serial or a movie, then you can find out the answer. Which animal will be visible on most of the Tipu Sultan's possessions? So which animal is adorned? There ends the time. 52 members picked up their choice within the time, and top first, sixth and fifth positions were replaced. 22 members answered it correctly as tiger. Yes, it is. I used to see this Tipu Sultan serial when I was a kid in Doordarshan. Moving on to the next question. Question number 23 on your screens now. Who provided the sound of the Shehnai in the 1959 year film Gunj Uthi Shehnai? Gunj Uthi Shehnai is such a wonderful film, famous film. But who is that artist provided the sound of the Shehnai? So if you could read the names and relate to which instrument they play, you will get the right answer. There ends the time. 48 members answered this question correctly. Answered it within the time. And the leaderboard score says top first position is replaced again. Okay, only 13 members were able to pick up the right choice because Zakir Hussain, Ustad Zakir Hussain, Ravi Shankar, Hari Prasad Chaurasia, every person has a different instrument. So Bismillah Khan is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Question number 24. So Apravasi Ghat is a UNESCO World Heritage Site in which country? So in which country you will find this World Heritage Site Apravasi Ghat of UNESCO? Sometimes we have to guess the answer if we don't know, or if we never read about that, but that's nothing wrong because we are going to learn out of it. 48 members picked up their choice, and no change in the leaderboard scores, no change in the top 7 positions. 14 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 25 on your screens now. Which color appears between blue and yellow in a rainbow? Which color appears between blue and yellow in a rainbow? We used to learn this when we were a kid, maybe in the kindergarten or maybe in the pre-primary. There ends the time. 51 members answered this within the time, and the leaderboard scores 3rd, 5th and 7th positions were replaced. 20 members answered this question as correctly. Moving on to the next question. Okay, question number 26 on your screens. Okay, Khaleda Zia was the first woman Prime Minister of which country? Khaleda Zia was the first woman Prime Minister of which country? There ends the time. 44 members picked up their choice. Okay, 5th position was replaced with a new person. 16 members answered it correctly as Bangladesh. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 27. Which is the most commonly eaten part of a carrot plant? Which is the most commonly eaten part of a carrot plant? Which part of this carrot plant we eat most commonly? There ends the time. 48 members picked up their answers again out of 109 participants, and the leaderboard score says no change in the top 7 positions. Maybe 33 members answered this question correctly as root. Moving on to the next question. Question number 28 on your screens now. Who among these Nobel laureates was not born in India? So who was not born in India in the given 4 options? Who among these Nobel laureates was not born in India? There ends the time. 48 members answered it again. I guess we have 48 active participants. 5th position was replaced with Sahasra Samineni. 28 members answered this question as correctly, Mother Teresa. So moving on to the next question. Question number 29 on your screens now. In the history of the FIFA World Cup, Lucien Laurent of France was the first player to what he has done for the first time in the history of FIFA World Cup. Lucien Laurent of France. Sports lovers will get the right answer quickly, I guess. Time is up. 49 members made their choice within the time frame, And the leaderboard scores, 5th position was replaced with Usha Suri. Score a goal. So this person scored a goal for the first time in the history of FIFA World Cup. Moving on to the next question. Question number 30 on your screens now. Which of these sweets is also the name of a Hindi film directed by Anurag Basu? Which of these sweets is also the name of a Hindi film directed by Anurag Basu? Okay, there ends the time. 47 members answered it, and no change in the top 7 positions of the leaderboard scores. Barfi is the right answer. 25 members answered it correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 31 on your screens. Who spent his last 144 days at Old Birla House on number 5 30 January Marg, New Delhi? You will have really different names of all these margs near the India Gate of New Delhi. So 30 January Marg, who spent his last 144 days? Okay, there ends the time. 46 members picked up their choice. No change in the top 7 positions. 16 members answered this question as correctly, Mahatma Gandhi. Moving on to the next question. In the Ramayana, Venu, Mridang, Dundubi and Shankha were the names of what? What are these names in the Ramayana? Venu, Mridang, Dundubi and Shankha. This question reminds me about Sri Rama Navami, which we are going to get a holiday real quick. So I'm going to plan a new quiz for Ramayanam on that particular day. So there is no change in the top 7 positions from the past 3 questions. Great. 19 members answered this question as correct. All these are musical instruments. So moving on to the next question. Question number 33 on your screens now. The writer Washington Irving was the first person to mention that the Father Christmas or Santa Claus. What did he mention about Santa Claus? And he is the first person to say something about Santa Claus. Since then we started, following it. What was that? What did he mention in his writings? Santa Claus. Great, time is up. 42 members picked up their choice. And 4th position is changed. So 11 members answered this question correctly. See, everybody knows that Santa Claus wears a red outfit, and he also, comes on a reindeer, Rudolph, and he belongs to British, lives in London. But this particular writer, first time he mentioned that this Santa Claus, how he enters the houses and how he gives gifts to the children. Because even today, every child is under the belief in those countries that Santa Claus will come and give the gift, but nobody knows how he enters the house. So he was the first person mentioned in his writings that he slides down through the chimneys. Interesting. Moving on to the next question. Question number 34 on your screens now. Which country is home to 9 out of 10 orangutans? It means a large ape with long red hair. So where do you find this kind of ape? In which country you will find this kind of ape most? 9 out of 10. Orangutans. And this ape will have a long red hair. 40 members made their choice within the time out of 111 members, and no 7th position is replaced with a new person. Okay. 6 members answered it correctly. Definitely these members might have guessed. But now we learned the answer, right? So 35th question on your screens. Which state was formerly called Rajputana? Which state was formerly called Rajputana? Which state was formerly called Rajputana? There ends the time. 41 members answered this within the time, and the leaderboard scores. 6th and 7th positions were pulled up with new people. 30 members answered this question correctly. Great. Moving on to the next question. Question number 36 on your screens now. Dalchini is a type of sugar. Is it true or false? Dalchini is a type of sugar. Is it true or false? Dalchini is a Hindi word. You have 10 seconds more to answer this question. And everybody knows that chini is a sugar. But is dalchini is a type of sugar or not? There ends the time. Only 40 members made their choice within the time. And the leaderboard scores, no change in the top 7 positions. 29 members answered this question correctly. Moving on to the next question. Question number 37 on your screens now. What replaced the king's portrait on the currency of Nepal in 2007? If you have ever noticed or seen Nepal currency, earlier there used to be a king's portrait, but what do they have now? But definitely this was there in the news. What replaced the king's portrait on the currency of Nepal in 2007? 38 members only answered, and no change in the top 7 positions. And 11 members answered this question correctly as Mount Everest. Yes, Mount Everest is now on their currency. Moving on to the next question. Question number 38 on your screens. Who came into Seoni wolf pack of a bull's prize and on Balu's good word? If you see the cartoon, if you have a habit of seeing cartoons, you can get this answer right. Who came into Seoni's wolf pack of a bull's prize and on Balu's good word? 38 members were only able to pick their choice within the time, and the leaderboard scores, no changes in the top 7 positions. 14 members answered this question correctly as Mowgli. So when we hear the word Balu, then we can relate it to Jungle Book. So Mowgli is the right answer. Moving on to the next question. Question number 39 on your screens now. In the 1975 film Sholay, in the 1975 film Sholay, which actor asked, "Kitne aadmi the?" Such a famous dialogue. In the 1975 film Sholay, which actor asked, "Kitne aadmi the?" And that happened to be his first film, I guess. There ends the time. Only 38 members picked up their choice within the time. No change in the top 7 positions. Very good. And 10 members answered this question correctly. Amjad Khan. He's the villain in that movie. Let's move on to the next question and last question of the day. Question number 40 on your screens. Which heavenly body is known as Lune in French and Monde in German? Read the options carefully. Which heavenly body is known as Lune in French and Monde in German? There ends the time. 40 members picked up their choice within the time, and only 8 members answered this question correctly. So even though we don't know French and German, by reading the words Lune and Monde, we can try to guess the right answer. But yes, we have learned something new. Monde is the right answer. So let's check the final scores. I hope today music will play. Okay. Polepalli Lasya on 3rd position, Kartika on 2nd position, Balasri Nandak on 1st position. Congratulations, and I appreciate all the participants who have participated, took time and effort. So just missed Ushasri on 4th position, Adnan on 5th, Anupama on 6th, Bhavana on 7th, Abhiram on 8th, Sahasra Samneni 9th, Vinesh on 10th. So well played and well tried. So next time try to be on the first 3 positions, because we are going to award these top 3 participants, whoever scores these top 3 positions in every quiz in this season 2. Okay, congratulations once again, and good night. You can get back to your movies.